Welcome back, everyone, to Open Line. We are talking about a referendum that is on the ballot in July 27th. We'll be voting on a referendum that would overhaul how metro government works. The biggest part of it would restrict the council's power to raise property taxes. Big change there. But there are 6 things total that it would do. We've gone through each one of those. And we were talking with Jim Roberts. He's an attorney, and he's with For Good Government that is behind this ballot initiative. Tomorrow night, we will be talking to people who are very much opposed to this and think it will take Metro in the wrong direction. And I want to ask you, so you have some sense of what they're going to say. What do you say to people that say this is absolutely wrong, this is taking us in the wrong direction? What do you say?
Well, the first thing I ask them, have you read it? I mean, it's really pretty simple. You hear a lot of hysteria, how it's going to, all these terrible things are going to happen. Well, there's 6 separate amendments. You might be against the first one. Okay, maybe you think we should have 34% tax increases every year. But are you in favor of lifetime benefits? Are you in favor of not protecting our parks and greenways? Are you in favor of giving away valuable lands and, engage people in some sort of substantive discussion? Everything I've seen so far is just doom and gloom, sky is falling, hysteria about taxes, when it's really, there's 6 things on the ballot, and all 6 of them are very important. When they're not screaming about the sky is falling, they're attacking me personally. I'm just a simple country lawyer. I've got a family and dogs and cats, and I'm trying to help the people of Nashville. Why I'm an object here, I think, is sort of funny. Attack the people. Metro government is suing the Election Commission to suppress 430,000 people's right to vote. That's the story. Why are they doing that? The folks against this, I also will point out, have been continuously using phony names and phony organizations. That tells you a little bit about them. They originally called themselves the Citizens for Responsible Government. That disappeared because that's not an entity. They became the Good Government Coalition. That disappeared. Now they're going under the name Save Nashville now. That's not an entity. That's just something they made up. Those names are going to change pretty much on a daily basis. And part of that is because of some of the illegal things that were done early in the campaign. But that's all. That's just dirty politics at its worst. I would ask your listeners to look at this ballot, read it. It's not very long. It's not very complicated. And ask yourself, are you really against taking away lifetime benefits for Metro Council? Then you're going to, if you think we should get rid of those, you're going to vote yes on at least one of these. Might as well figure out which one it is. All of these are designed to be good for Nashville. They are not designed to be good for the government.
We have several callers. Let's go to Dolly now. Hello, Dolly?
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I have a comment.
Okay, go with your comment.
It happened, let me paint the picture. It happened many years ago that the animals in the wilderness, they ran out of water. They could not find water anyway. But the rabbits came with the plan. They said, well, let us stomp on the ground. Maybe the water will come out. But the rabbits, they stood outside. They never went stomping on the ground. But when the water came out, they told the other animals to get out of there, and they went in there saying they're going to test the water, and they drank all the water out, and the rest of the animals, they died. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, all right, it's a parable type thing, a story. Where do you come down on this?
Yeah, this is part of wisdom tradition. When people serve, they volunteer to serve. But then some people, it look like they are serving because part of the service have certain packages that they are hoping to keep for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
So, which is a wrong motivation.
All right. So Dolly is focused on the benefits for elected officials. What do you think about what he said there?
Well, I think he's absolutely right. And it's human nature. And the good thing about parables and that they always identify human nature pretty well. It's being in a position of public service where you have power, where you have authority and status, unfortunately changes people, and it doesn't always change them for the better. And I think the idea, I admire anyone that runs for Metro Council and has served on Metro Council, but whoever it was that came up with the idea of lifetime benefits was wrong. They probably thought they were doing the right thing, but they started building a little empire. And we need to dismantle that. Public service needs to be like it was envisioned 200 years ago, where you go to Congress or you go to the State House and then you go home. It's not a lifetime profession, and it's not a lifetime benefit. So I think the gentleman is absolutely right.
All right, we have another caller. Let's see if we can get it in before our next break. Sari, is that right? Sari, are you there?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go right ahead. Okay.
I'm here. I cut on my TV.
Go ahead.
Where can I go and read all these? I know about the first two, about the tax rate, and because it went up like 34%. And I also know about the benefits for the council people, which I think is ridiculous. I don't think they should get lifetime benefits, period. And I'm going to vote against that. And in fact, I vote every time there's election, every time.
Okay.
So the taxes is we're going to be against this 34% that was passed by Mayor Cooper, right? Is that correct?
They're against it? Yes, they're definitely against it. That's correct.
Right. Okay. And where can I read about...
All right, that's a good question. May I cut you off and ask that? I mean, that's a great question. She wants to read each one of these. We've kind of gone over all 6, but where can a person sit down and read them over and over and get a sense of what's really going on here?
Website 4, the number 4, Good Government. There's a tab there that says, what does this do? And it's got each amendment written out and then a little description that I wrote that explains what it does. Again, these are not complicated. They were not designed to be confusing to people. It's comical that one of Metro's arguments is that people didn't know what they were signing. I think that's a little condescending. If you look at this and you read it, I think most people are smart enough to be either for it or against it. I realize not everyone is going to be for it, but I think people understand it. And for Metro to pretend like people are just too stupid to vote on something like this, I think is disappointing.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll take another call. Ernest after that. Take a break. Be back right after this.